What's poppin'? What's up? So I'm in my car alone on another part of town, and I figured that while I'm here, I saw Hidden Figures last night on a date. Yay! Those were good things that were fun. Figured I'd do a review of it while I'm here in my car alone. But anyways, I got free passes, so I decided to take a girl with me, and we went to see the movie. Um, so if you don't know what Hidden Figures is about, I guess it's based off the true story of I think their names are Catherine, Dorothy, and Mary, which were three women that were integral to NASA getting a lot of their rockets up into space in the middle of the space race and everything. I can't remember their last names for the life of me, but a lot of it focuses on Catherine. I guess there's spoilers. I don't know. They're based off real people, so most of this happened. But I really like this movie. It's a fun movie, good movie. There's a guy trying to get into his vehicle. Gonna let him pass while I awkwardly talk to myself. But anyways. Yeah, but I really like this movie. It's set back in the 50s, I think, maybe the 60s. I get the decades confused. I think it's the 60s. In the middle of the space race, so you got our three main characters played by it's Taraji P Henson is Catherine, Dorothy is played by Octavia Spencer, and Janelle Monáe plays I think her name is Mary. We're gonna call her Mary, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. But Mary is studying to be an engineer. Dorothy winds up working with IBM with calculators and stuff like that. And there's just like there's a lot of good cinematography things that go. Oh my god, how do I say this? There's a lot of good things that go the way it's shot. Because this is also in the middle of the civil rights era. And so one of the biggest things that they have to kind of overcome or hurdle is not just being women in the field of science that have to be like progressors and people that make big moves and stuff like that, but also black women at the same time. And even the film opens with kind of talking about how brilliant Catherine is, and she's doing like they're not kidding. She does some coming from like I have a background in science because I'm a chemistry major, and the girl I was with, she does a bunch of science too because she's doing medicine. So we most of our stuff is crossed over. So we've both done physics, so we have a light understanding. And it's bad because I'm sitting there in the theater looking at the calculations she's doing on the board, and I'm like, oh, I might be able to actually figure that out if they stayed on it for a little bit longer. But the mathematics isn't the focus of it. But Catherine is incredibly skilled at math, and this is a time before like their calculators were like tick 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 tick. They're on the level of their typewriters. Like right now, this watch and my phone right now have more calculating power than their IBM probably did. But she was doing all of this shit by hand in a matter of minutes, just straight from the top of her head. That is fucking insane. And it's actually really cool to see. Like, this is like super genius shit that she's doing, and she's correcting and making sure everything is safe. Um, but I like the way it kind of portrayed the civil rights era. It it wasn't incredibly it wasn't like overly realistic, but it was a little bit more softer when it comes to showing some of the more it it, it seemed a little bit more sensible, I guess, because it's in NASA, and it's like, well, clearly there's gonna be bouts of bigotry, like the guy that plays Sheldon Cooper. The whole time watching him, I'm like, damn, Sheldon the racist. Yeah, there are three other characters. I guess the three important white people in this movie were the guy that played Sheldon Cooper, whose name I can't remember. Kirsten Dunst, racist Kirsten Dunst. I didn't think I'd see that. And Kevin Costner, who's like the cool white guy, sort of. There's a really nice scene in the movie where, so all throughout the movie, one of the things is that Catherine has to, she has to go to the bathroom, and since this is still in the middle of segregation, the entire unit where all the other black women are is a half mile away. So she has to go an entire half mile across the NASA campus to pee, and at the same time she's doing all of her calculations and stuff, and comes back, and he's like, why is it taking you 40 minutes and you're just going to the bathroom? and she like freaks out on him, rightfully so. It's just like, I have to go a half mile across campus, so excuse me, another person coming. Excuse me if like it takes me a little while because the shit's still segregated, and I'm like, yeah, 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 that makes sense. And sorry, people are talking outside, but like, I'm glad that she kind of laid into him, that she kept the shit real, and was just honest about it, because that's a problem. And so what he does, he ends up bringing down the banner. He's just like, we all pee the same. So, it's like, we're all here for the same thing. We're all here trying to work on the same thing and get these motherfuckers in space before Russia. There's no time to deal with like intricacies of segregation. And I thought that was cool. Yeah, a lot of the film follows Catherine. The thing with Dorothy is cool. There is this fantastic moment. When I was talking about the cinematography, what I wanted to talk about was that the way the colors work specifically, and that's it's that. Now this is just probably due to dress code, and they do kind of bring it up what the women are, what their like standard is of wear, even for Catherine, as the newest person who's the computer in the lab helping them do calculation stuff. So the lab is all the lab facility or the group area where Catherine works is all white men, white shirts, black ties, black pants. There's one other woman in there who's a white woman, and her clothes are colorful, and Catherine's clothes are colorful. And when you see the other black calculators and computers back in their like little hub office area, all of them different hairstyles, which kind of surprised me. For some reason I thought there was like a standard, but whatever, fuck it. That's nice to see. But they all have different colors on, and there's a scene of the majority of the facilities in this depiction of NASA are like white or pale, like basic, neutral, boring, flat colors. And then there is this incredibly dope scene of just seeing like 20, 30 black women walking down that hallway, and you see all these beautiful colors, all these beautiful, intelligent women going down this hallway about to like make shit happen as they walk into this IBM room. And it also helps from a cinematographic viewpoint is that Catherine, she especially stands out, because and it kind of shows you how alone she really is, because you see all of these, it's like Attack of the Clones in this bitch. Just all these white guys, basic same hairstyle, glasses, just like white shirt, black tie, black pants. And you just see Catherine like by herself. And you see the other woman that works in the office too. But it's like, it's Catherine. You're the lone black woman. You're the one that's like helping them really. You're the genius. That's what they call her. They call her the genius, and rightfully so. So I thought this movie was really good. If there's one weakness, is that there's two little things I might have had a slight issue with. The visual effects for some of the rocket scenes were not that great. I'm going to chalk that up to budgeting. I didn't hate it. You could tell what it was. It served its purpose. But I'm just like, oh, that's kind of PS3-y, like a little bit better than a TV show would have. It's kind of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.y space effects. So I'm like, damn, Fox shouldn't have skimped out on this movie, because it's a good movie. The music in it is really good and fun. I know a lot of it is like classic music from that era, but there's also a lot of stuff mixed in from like Pharrell and Janelle Monáe, because they're musicians, and I think Pharrell might have been a producer on this project or something. He's probably involved some way, because like if it has a nice like swing sound to it. It's really cool. It's really upbeat. And of course, there are some kind of somber moments. There's some moments where it kind of settles in. Mahershala Ali, Cottonmouth from Luke Cage, is in this movie too. He plays her second husband, Mr. Johnson. And it's kind of nice, because they have a pretty good dynamic between Catherine and Johnson. That was the other complaint, is that it's not that his character is bad. His character is good, incredibly well acted, flirtatious. I like the chemistry between them. It looks nice. It's just, since the film is a little bit shorter, actually, I think it clocks in like maybe just under 2 hours. Um, and the focus is so set mostly on these three women and the other black woman NASA that contributed to it. You don't get as much time as I think we maybe could have gotten a little bit more of to flesh out their relationship, because it's like 1 minute they're meeting, next minute they're on a drive, next minute they're kissing, and next minute they're engaged. And it just kind of jump, and it's So I think that's the only one of the only kind of film weaknesses, that it, since it has to compact so much in such a short amount of time, it can't tell everything that everyone did. Like, there are some things that we didn't know, that you don't know about until the epilogue at the end, about how incredibly successful they really were, like, after the fact. But I think it did a good job doing what it wanted to do, getting the story across. And I love seeing a film like this. This is a film I actually kind of want to buy. Because a lot of times when you get films with, well, black leads or black mains in it, it's either set and fixed on slavery, or it's set and fixed solely on the civil rights movement, and like what happened with that. And I'm not saying don't tell those stories, because those are very important stories to tell from a historical standpoint, and just kind of getting America as a country to understand like how we're really tried to pull forward since then. But what I really like to see is just like more stories of just success. That doesn't mean they don't have trials and tribulations. That doesn't mean like they didn't have to really push and fight for this shit. Like you see them, kind of have to get up in people's face and be like, look, you have to trust me. You hired me to do a job. That's what I'm here to do. Like the stuff about race really doesn't have an importance right now. We have a job. I'm here to do that job, and I'm here to do it like the best that I can be. And I like seeing a success story, even if it is set during civil rights times, because it's true. It's based off a biography. But I like seeing like more stories about success for minorities, not just the suffering that black people have had to go through. It gets a little tiring on the mind and kind of on the spirit, just seeing people suffer and get tormented and just kind of lose. Like, it's nice to see wins. And I think that can go for, like, I think other minorities and, like, minority kids that are in the sciences like myself. Like, this film is pretty inspirational, because it kind of makes the girl I was with, she was like, it makes me want to go back and crack open my physics book. She hates physics. I like physics. It's the best of the terrible trio of sciences. But doing all this mathematics, I'm like, that's really cool. That's how they get you. Movies make science and math look really cool. They don't explain that book is like this thick. It costs $300. But I really enjoyed this film. I want to see more movies like this, telling that are kind of the supposed underdog stories. They didn't shy away from the racial stuff, not at all. There are a lot of moments. I really love the crowd I saw. It was a packed theater. They actually oversold the early screen tickets, so you just kind of you hear a lot of oohs and ahs. There were a lot of moments we were clapping, we were holding hands, clapping like this. But and just ooh. even I have my comments like, ooh, told the fuck out that white boy. Like, and there would be like back and forth. It was a great crowd. You could tell a lot of black folk were there to see this movie, because this seems like it's a pretty important film. It's not every day you get to hear about black women in science having a film solely focused around them. So I'm really glad this film was made. I think it did a good job telling the story it was supposed to tell. I am a little curious as to how many parts of it were, I guess, embellished for the sake of film's sake, because of course that's going to happen for any adaptation, especially when you're going to do a biography. But you know what? Good job, Fox. You done good. Great job for the cast. Good music, good atmosphere, very good storytelling. I really, really enjoyed the film. So, anyways, I need to get gas and go home. If you like this video and want to see other videos on my channel, like, comment, subscribe. Anyways, see you later.